Together, they invent a rule that doesn't sound romantic, which might be why it works. Never 3 days apart. It's not a slogan. It's infrastructure. The logistics are savage at first. Red eyes, turnarounds, early breakfasts in the wrong city. But the body learns rhythms the calendar claims are impossible. Promoters learn to route. Studios learn to flex. If a decision threatens the rule, the decision changes or doesn't happen. Love, it turns out, is a scheduling language too. The public notices in the clumsy way the public always does. Paparazzi who think romance is a sport with statistics. Columns that speak in tones of ownership about strangers' lives. They answer with silence and punctuality. He's at the gig. She's on set. Hospitals are for family, not discourse. When they do talk, it's about gratitude with edges. Gratitude you get by losing your footing and earning it back with your hands, not a narrative. Here's the hidden hinge most people miss about that first chapter together. They didn't fall into a new life, they built one. Not with declarations, with defaults. If it doesn't protect us, it doesn't get a seat at the table. If it costs sobriety, it's too expensive. If it costs family, we can't afford it. Those aren't slogans on a wall. They're the answers you repeat until other people start answering the same way on your behalf. Their normal isn't cinematic, which is probably why it lasts. Breakfasts that look like Tuesday. School calendars circled in ink years before the kids even exist. Guitar cases by a door that sticks in summer. A passport drawer that would make a quartermaster nod. He thanks her from stages without turning it into a bit. She points at him when she's asked how she keeps her hours humane. The romance the internet begs for lands in the margins. Early flights made, late dinners skipped, a hand on a shoulder that isn't for the camera. And the music? It changes temperature. The choruses don't go quieter, they go truer. The band stops racing the night and starts steering it. Television chairs that might tempt a lesser star to turn, become opportunities to be exact, to be useful, to protect young singers from rooms that confuse humiliation with entertainment. On her side, producing turns from a shingle into a shelter, projects that breathe, crews that go home on time, scripts that let women be storms and shelters in the same hour. We could finish here with vows kept and a fridge rule holding a house together, but that would cheat the next chapter of its engine. Because the meeting wasn't a climax, it was a pivot. Soon there will be baby monitors that speak in green lines, a new definition of home that includes a harbor and a honky-tonk, a tour routed around recitals, and flights booked badly on purpose so a hug can happen in the middle of a week that thought it owned them. Thank you for watching this far. If you got value, please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for notifications. They don't move into a castle, they move into a timetable. 2 calendars, 1 rule on the fridge that looks unromantic until you live it, never 3 days apart. Flights get booked badly on purpose, so a handshake can become a hug in the middle of a week that thought it owned them. Nashville learns the pattern first. Guitars, coffee, a car idling because the driver knows the airport by muscle memory. Sydney learns it next. Sea light, family noise, a harbor that turns every return into a reward. If this already has you leaning in, tap like, and watch till the end, because the last beat ties the rule on the fridge to the music and movies you know by heart. Family arrives like a key change. Same song, deeper color. The studio keeps its hours, but the house keeps better ones. He still writes. He just does it lighter, in corners, while a baby monitor hums green. She still reads scripts. She reads them with one ear tuned to the smallest voice in the room. A tour bus and a rocking chair. 2 vehicles that move a life in opposite directions. Find the same rhythm by necessity, not magic. They pick headquarters for sanity, not glamour. Nashville works because it's efficient at being kind. You can be a star on Saturday and a neighbor on Sunday without changing your shoes. Sydney works because its light tells the truth. It slows the brag in you. The girls grow bilingual in place. Cicadas and kookaburras, honky-tonks and headlands, school assemblies that sound different but mean the same thing when your name gets called. The rule, never 3 days, doesn't make speeches. It makes logistics. Managers learn to route tours like puzzles with hearts in the middle. Studios learn that pickup on Tuesday sometimes means family on Monday. Assistants turn into air traffic control. When the days try to swell, the rule shrinks them back to size. It isn't a slogan, it's infrastructure. Don't miss what's next. Hit the bell so you catch follow-ups the second they land. Stick around till the end to spot the small hinge most people miss and to help the channel. Thank you, back to it. His career doesn't pause to admire the view. It evolves. Records arrive tuned for daylight. Radio bright, sun-warmed, built with craft you can diagram if you care to. The guitar stays nimble. The production gets cleaner. The choruses feel like a friend at the wheel. Touring turns into a laboratory for joy. Stadiums, amphitheaters, county fairs, where the smell of fried things competes with fresh-cut grass. He's not chasing pyrotechnics, he's chasing communion. The warm roar of a crowd that came to be together and needs a frontman who understands his job is part MC, part electrician, plugging everyone into the same outlet for 2 hours. Television adds another lane, mentor mode on singing competitions. No viral cruelty, no winking at the camera, just specific praise, actionable fixes, and a protective streak when a room gets snarky. He keeps the feedback like a good chorus. Tight, memorable, true. Contestants leave bigger than the edit would have allowed. That becomes a quiet brand. Be useful, bring receipts, protect the young. Her slate widens instead of wandering. Features that trust her with silence one season. Long-form stories the next. Rooms where women aren't chapters in someone else's book, but the book itself. Producing isn't a vanity shingle. It's a password that lets good scripts skip a few gates. She asks clean questions, not gotcha ones. What's brave here? Who needs margin? Then gives departments the time to answer well. Sets behave like well-run small cities. Clear vision, clean boundaries, gratitude that doesn't need a microphone. At home, confidence turns practical. Dinners are non-negotiable more often than not. Bedtimes are a sport with rules they enforce gently and consistently. Schools are chosen for privacy and curiosity. The girls learn that airports mean grandparents as much as premieres, that dressing rooms are not playgrounds, that applause is a sound adults make at work, not a vitamin. Fame is present like weather. Manners are the climate. If these no-fluff deep dives are your thing, hit subscribe. We go further than the headlines. There's philanthropy threaded through the decade like good wiring, arts programs that get another semester, health work that doesn't need a ribbon to be real, local spaces that survive because a quiet check cleared on time. No speeches, just signatures and outcomes. You don't notice unless you live in one of the towns where the lights stayed on. That's the point. Their public marriage becomes inevitably a character in other people's press. They decline to audition it. What they do instead is sneak it into the edges of their work. He thanks her by name from stages without turning it into a bit. She mentions him as the reason the hours stay humane and then pivots to her crew. The audience fills in the rest because audiences want to believe some adjectives mean what they say. Partner, present, grateful. Arguments? Of course. Any house with 2 working artists and 2 children has weather. Proximity fixes tone faster than text. Fights that could bloom into narratives in different cities die in the same kitchen over tea because there are lunches to pack and a dog who thinks the conflict is about the leash, which is a fair interpretation. The rule earns its keep again. 3 days is too far for stubbornness. Work keeps changing scale. He'll go from a festival set to a songwriter round where 20 people lean forward and breathe at the same time. She'll go from a tentpole premiere to a limited series table read where the genius isn't famous yet and the room buzzes with the fun kind of fear. Those scale shifts keep them from becoming polite versions of themselves. Fame asks for habit. Art asks for variation. They pick variation often enough that habit never owns them. Tour math becomes family math. If the run is long, the crew maps an anchor weekend where a school play lives and nothing threatens it. If her shoot is a continent away, he flies crooked so the plane lands on a day that doesn't steal a holiday. The village helps, but villages have lives. They repay the help with professionalism. On time, warmed up, eyes open, ego down. That tone trickles downward and outward. Crew morale stays high, buses run on grace, days end human. Late CTA. If the way we build these no-fluff deep dives works for you, hit subscribe. We keep receipts and skip the filler. The decade could be a montage. A stadium chorus that lifts the hair on your arms. A show that lands and the internet briefly agrees. A school auditorium where the applause is the right size and the right people are on stage. But the truer image is smaller. Two people in a kitchen where the clock on the oven is always 5 minutes wrong. Negotiating breakfast and a Tuesday. Trading headlines about friends. Swapping, I'll do drop-off if you do pickup. Tuning a guitar by the sink, while a laptop glows with a script that needs one more pass. Here's the hinge most people miss about this chapter. The rule on the fridge wasn't romance, it was engineering. By refusing distance, they forced the day to choose them. That pressure refined the work. His shows got cleaner because his life did. Her sets got safer because the hours meant something at home. The family wasn't a subplot. It was the operating system. And because life likes honest math, strain accumulates anyway. Calendars creak. The same scaffolding that guards you can start to groan. They answer the only way pros can. Renegotiate what enough means again and again without turning it into theater. Some seasons are hers, some seasons are his. All seasons belong to the kids. There's nothing cinematic about a shared Google sheet. There's something heroic about a schedule that refuses to lie. We could end on a trophy shot or a red carpet, but the right cut is this. A hotel hallway at midnight, a door closing softly, shoes left neatly by the bed because morning comes fast, phones on do not disturb except for the numbers that get through no matter where you are. The work sleeps in the next room. The promise sleeps here. Thank you for watching this far. If you got value, please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for notifications.